Hello. Yesterday we have discussed about the risk factors regarding deficient fluid volume and acute pain for cholecystitis and cholelithiasis, and the nursing interventions and nursing rationales for that. Today we are going to discuss some more points about imbalanced nutrition and knowledge deficit. Now we will be discussing about imbalanced nutrition. So what is imbalanced nutrition? What are the risk factors for imbalanced nutrition? So let us see. The risk for imbalanced nutrition: less than body requirements. Imbalanced nutrition: less than body requirements, that is intake of nutrients insufficient to meet metabolic needs. The risk factors may include self-imposed or prescribed dietary restrictions, nausea, vomiting, dyspepsia, pain. Loss of nutrients, impaired fat digestion due to obstruction of bile flow. Possibly evidenced by not applicable. A risk diagnosis is not evidenced by signs and symptoms, as the problem has not occurred and nursing interventions are directed at prevention. Desired outcomes. Let us see what are they. The desired outcomes, they are: report relief of nausea, vomiting, demonstrate progression towards desired weight gain, or maintain weight as individually appropriate. Let us see the nursing interventions and rationales for this. The nursing interventions are: calculate caloric intake, keep comments about appetite to a minimum. The rationale for that: identifies nutritional deficiencies and or needs, focusing on problem creates a negative atmosphere and may interfere with intake. Nursing intervention: weigh as indicated. The rationale for it: monitors effectiveness of dietary plan. The nursing intervention: consult with patient about likes and dislikes, foods that cause distress and preferred meal schedule. The rationale: involving patient in planning enables patients to have a sense of control and encourages eating. The nursing intervention: provide a pleasant atmosphere at mealtime, remove noxious stimuli. The rationale for it: useful in promoting appetite, reducing nausea. The nursing intervention: provide oral hygiene before meals. The rationale for it: a clean mouth enhances appetite. The nursing intervention: offer effervescent drinks with meals or if tolerated. The rationale: may lessen nausea and relieve gas. Note: may be contraindicated if beverage causes gas formation, gastric discomfort. The nursing intervention: assess for abdominal distension, frequent belching. The rationale for that: non-verbal signs of discomfort associated with impaired digestion, gas, pain. The rationale is: assess for abdominal distension, frequent belching, gagging, reluctance to move. The rationale for that is: non-verbal signs of discomfort associated with impaired digestion, gas, pain. The nursing intervention: ambulate and increase activity as tolerated. The rationale: helpful in expulsion of flatus, reduction of abdominal distension, contributes to overall recovery and sense of well-being, and decreases possibly a secondary problem related to immobility, pneumonia, thrombophlebitis. The nursing interventions: consult with dietitian or nutritional support team as indicated. The rationale is: useful in establishing individual nutritional needs and most appropriate route. The nursing intervention. Begin low-fat liquid diet after NG tube is removed. The rationale for it is limiting fat content reduces stimulation of gallbladder and pain associated with incomplete fat digestion and is helpful in preventing recurrence. The nursing intervention. Advanced diet as tolerated. Usually low fat, high fiber, restrict gas producing foods. They are onions, cabbage, popcorn and foods or fluids high in fats, butter, fried foods and nuts. The rationale for it is meets nutritional requirements while minimizing stimulation of the gallbladder. The nursing intervention. Administer bile salts, Bilron, Zancol, dihydrochloric acid, that is Decolin, as indicated. The rationale is promotes digestion and absorption of fats, fat-soluble vitamins, cholesterol, useful in chronic cholecystitis. Nursing intervention. Monitor laboratory studies, blood urea nitrogen and albumin, total protein transferrin levels. That is, monitor laboratory studies, that is BUN, albumin, total protein transferrin levels. The rationale for it provides information about nutritional deficits or effectiveness of therapy. The nursing interventions. Provide parental or enteral feeding as needed. The rationale is alternative feeding may be required depending on degree of disability and gallbladder involvement and need for prolonged gastric rest. The next point is deficient knowledge. What is this deficient knowledge? Deficient knowledge is absence or deficiency of cognitive information related to specific topic. May be related to lack of knowledge, recall, information, misinterpretation, unfamiliarity with information, residues. Possibly evidenced by questions, request for information, statement of misconception, inaccurate follow through of instruction, development of preventable complications. The desired outcomes. Desired outcomes, they are verbalized understanding of disease process, prognosis, potential complications, verbalized understanding of therapeutic needs, initiates necessary lifestyle changes and participates in treatment regimen. The nursing interventions. The nursing interventions explain reasons for test procedures and preparations as needed. The rationale for it is information can decrease anxiety, thereby reducing sympathetic stimulation. The nursing interventions review disease process and prognosis, discuss hospitalization and prospective treatment as indicated, encourage questions, expression of concern. The rationale for it provides knowledge base from which patient can make informed choices. Effective communication and support at this time can diminish anxiety and promote healing. The nursing intervention. Review drug regimen, possible side effects. The rationale for it, gallstones often recur, necessitating long-term therapy, development of diarrhea or cramps during quinodiol therapy may be dose-related or correctable. Note: women of childbearing age should be counseled regarding birth control to prevent pregnancy and risk of fetal hepatic damage. The nursing intervention. Discuss weight reduction programs if indicated. The rationale is obesity is a risk factor associated with cholecystitis and weight loss is beneficial in medical management of chronic condition. The nursing intervention. Instruct patient to avoid fluids high in fats. They are pork, gravies, nuts, fried foods, butter, whole milk, ice cream, gas producers, cabbage, beans, onions, carbonate beverages or gastric irritants, spicy foods, caffeine, citrus. The rationale for it limits or prevents recurrence of gallbladder attacks. The nursing intervention. Review signs and symptoms requiring medical intervention, recurrent fever, persistent nausea and vomiting, or pain, jaundice if skin or eyes itching, dark urine, clay-colored stools, blood in urine, stools, vomiters, or bleeding from mucous membranes. The rationale for it indicative of progression of disease process and development of complications requiring further interventions. The nursing interventions. Recommend resting in semi-phallus position after meal. Suggest patient limit gum chewing, sucking or straw and hard candy or smoking. The rationale for it promotes flow of bile and general relaxation during initial digestion and promotes gas formation which can increase gastric distension and discomfort. The nursing intervention. Discuss avoidance of aspirin containing products, forceful blowing of nose, straining for bowel movement, contact sports. Reduces risk of bleeding related to changes in coagulation time, mucosal irritation and nausea and trauma. The nursing intervention is discuss avoidance of aspirin and containing products, forceful blowing of nose, straining for bowel movement, contact sports. The rationale for it is reduces risk of bleeding related to changes in coagulation time, mucosal irritation and trauma. The nursing intervention. Recommend use of soft toothbrush, electric razor. The rationale for it is reduces risk of bleeding related to changes in coagulation time, mucosal irritation and trauma. So these are some of the nursing care which we have to provide to the patients who have the diseases or defect regarding cholecystitis and cholelithiasis. Today we have discussed about imbalanced nutrition and deficient knowledge. With this, we are closing today's topic. Hope you all have understood the lesson. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask in the comment section. Please subscribe my channel. Thank you. Have a nice day.